Working in coordination with Partners in Health in Boston and Zanmi Lasanté in Haiti, we have strived to assist our rural partners in the Central Plateau of Haiti in executing their development programs. Education, training, soil preservation, water management, food security, and housing have been our objectives in advancing towards a renewed life on irrigated and protected land. Haiti has relatively good agricultural potential in spite of its irregular rainfall, a dry period of 4 or 5 months, and a mountainous terrain. With the pressure of an ever-increasing population's need for food, the soil and natural resources are overworked, resulting in deep rural poverty and the exodus of the rural poor to the cities. For those who remain in the countryside, making charcoal is the last source of subsistence, its environmental impact being largely uncontrolled. Using only the most rudimentary tools, without irrigation infrastructure or land management techniques, without access to credit to finance the purchase of seed or technical assistance to raise their meager productivity, and with prices depressed by a marketplace flooded with subsidized food imports from abroad, Haitian farmers try to sustain themselves and their families by raising food crops on small parcels to which they have uncertain title. In 2005, we conducted an agricultural survey. The conclusions and recommendations have provided a framework for all of our subsequent projects. Specialists in construction, agriculture, law, education, architecture, ethnology, and finance joined us, donating their time and knowledge to work with our Haitian partners. In 2007 and 2008, guided by a well-known agronomist specializing in Haitian agriculture, Professor Michel Brochet, and financed by the French government and our private donors, we launched, with the farmers, a pilot program involving the construction of small, inexpensive dams. Jean-Pierre Jaillet, civil engineer and volunteer with the French organization Hydraulique Sans Frontières, supervised the construction of a dozen works along 3 ravines, At l'État, Epin, and Tomazo. Since then, thanks to these dams, the rich sediment washed from the mountains by the tropical rains is preserved, protecting crops and extending the arable surface. In June 2008, a chance encounter at the World Justice Forum in Vienna with Professor Roy Prosterman gave birth to the idea of helping secure title to those lands which are affected by these hydraulic works. In Haiti, the land is held in large part in small parcels by poor farmers, either as owners or under a peculiar Haitian institution, the state tenancy. However, the high cost of obtaining good title and the traditional mistrust of the law by frequently illiterate Haitian farmers means that few poor farmers can show legal proof of title to their land, adding an ultimate element of insecurity to their already precarious situation. Encouraged by dramatic increases in food production in other countries where an impoverished rural population has been helped to secure title to even small plots of land, we designed a small-scale pilot program to see whether secure title could have a similar beneficial impact among the population affected by our other programs. In 2009, we received an Opportunity Fund grant by the World Justice Project. Reinforced and renewed in 2010, this grant provided the means to conduct an experimental land rights project, inserting title securization into our programs for the implantation of small dams, cisterns, or later, the construction of houses on the land in question. In December 2009, we conducted a seminar in Port-au-Prince with the participation of Michel Auriol, Haitian specialist in legal anthropology and today director of the unit in charge of land rights for the CIAT. 10 community agents were sensitized to the concept of title securization. Their enthusiasm encouraged us to design a pilot land registration program. The earthquake of January 12, 2010, created hundreds of thousands of victims in the affected cities. Our zone, situated on a solid rock base, was not affected, but began to receive a stream of earthquake refugees. The earthquake stirred the compassion and generosity of the whole world, and the resulting contributions were channeled to organizations with projects intended to help the victims of the earthquake and rebuild what had been destroyed. In March 2010, Zanmi Lasanté-PARIS, working with its local partners, presented to the Fondation de France a project for integrated rural development, intended to improve the quality of rural housing and to reinforce and multiply our hydraulic, agricultural, and land rights efforts. As soon as our agreement with the Fondation de France was concluded, we started work on the first installation under this program, a cistern and dam on a plot in the hamlet of Savanne-Plate, chosen for its favorable terrain and fertile soil, as well as the farmer's motivation. In the spring of 2010, Daniel Dorelon and Jean-Pierre Janier completed in France the last technical touches on the plans for a simple but earthquake and hurricane-resistant house, the Quai Zanmi. In July, they traveled to Haiti to install the workshop and begin the construction of the first houses. In an environment where there are shortages of everything, made dramatically worse by the earthquake, selecting refugees and other impoverished families who were to benefit from the first houses was highly sensitive, requiring community input and a rigorous definition of criteria. 2 missions, in March and June, enabled us to reach agreements with the leaders of local associations to be applied by Lene Esdras, our land security agent.
C'est pas surprise si jodi a m'a chanté ou vale misère que au passé pas quoi m'a jam fin payer.
From the beginning, we knew that it was unwise to interfere with the process of acquiring land. The resource of the program would rather be directed to assuring the survey of the plots on which the houses would be built and registration of title to these plots. Families of the beneficiaries and community associations would find the plots for the houses. Lene Esdras, a talented arbitrator of disputes, worked with the surveyor, Fanfan, and the notary in charge of the preparation of title documents.
Non! Comment prêter? Ah mais qui ça? Ça gâte tout. Comment pour me prendre? Non, ça gâte tout. Il dépasse la jeune déjà pour me prendre. Ça gâte tout.
The responsive attitude of the land securization program's beneficiaries encouraged our premise that secure title is an important element in bolstering the dynamism of the rural population. In Haiti, in spite of its heavy rains, the needs of most households for water are not met. Thus, since 2009, we have supported the hand digging and equipping of shallow wells. The cholera epidemic led us to promote basic sanitary installations for our houses and for other families in the villages. Assuring a supply of water for the families in our houses was one of our earliest concerns. In January 2011, a young Haitian civil engineer, Saint-Hilclosi, improved our initial concept for the houses by replacing exterior water tanks with an underground cistern of 3 to 4 square meters incorporated in the foundation of the house. Olivier Bertoni, young artisan trained in metalwork, took charge of the fabrication and installation of eaves troughs linked to the underground cistern. The beneficiaries, especially women and children, relieved of the time-consuming need to bring water to the home, are now able to put their time to better use. They now can invest time with the farmers in farming and personal instruction for running small businesses in the local markets to grow and sell more of their home gardens' production. Since 2005, following faithfully the Ministry of Agriculture's guidelines, we have worked non-stop to accompany the farmers in the country outside as they work to create rural small businesses. Jocelyn Cantave, a motivated farmer, past master in the grafting of fruit trees, coordinates, since 2006, our extension and grafting programs. In November 2010, Jean-Philippe Collier, a volunteer agronomist from the French Catholic Committee for Development, joined us. Together, under the guidance of Michel Brochet, and with the support of the Fondation de France and the winter program of USAID for innovative rice growing, we are expanding and diversifying our programs. Women have expanded their peanut crops to supply a plant financed by Abbott Laboratories for a sister organization, Zanmi Agricole, turning out in ever-increasing quantities of high-nutrition food products for children suffering from severe malnutrition. We also assist the refugee or destitute families in the Quai Zanmi housing program to plant gardens around their homes in the Caribbean tradition of Creole gardens, in the hope that the fruits of these gardens will provide much-needed nutrition to the family diet. Lastly, we now are awaiting the results of the fruit tree program coordinated by Jocelyn. While helping to reforest the land, it could provide a new cash crop in place of the traditional charcoal business. The desire to support small-scale farmers of the Central Plateau in their struggle for economic autonomy drove the founding in 2000 of the La Vie Nouveau campaign. The various private and institutional donations, including that of the Fondation de France in 2010, allowed us to diversify and expand our fields of assistance, always aiming at the same objective. Enriched by the experiences and the know-how garnered these last 10 years, we and our friends and colleagues in the field continue to work towards the development of rural enterprise. The various choices open to us now are mutually complementary and mutually enriching. Continue to finance watershed improvements, pursue the land title program and apply the lessons learned to other development projects in Haiti or elsewhere, work to create lending mechanisms capable of financing the equipping of small agricultural businesses, continue to support the promotion of women, education, and the improvement of pedagogical methodology, notably for the use of online teaching. Continue and expand our pilot programs for agricultural extension, especially in the hamlet of Palmarie, where we want to respond to the request for the construction of a community center for educational and spiritual development to further the harnessing of the synergies for agricultural and human growth.
Yo te relè l'benita, li te tellement si belle que yo pali ti non flè de Paris. La isa te gontifi, yo te relè l'benita.
Conscious of the need to measure outcomes, we will conduct a robust program to measure the impact of our actions. Under what conditions can small farmers continue to produce and improve their lives? An initial synthesis of the results obtained and the difficulties met during our decade-long presence in and around Cange will provide us with the means to better focus our programs in the areas of food production, water autonomy, education, training, and land security.
Yo te relè l'benita, li te tellement si belle que yo pa